Alright, well, we're back at it again. And I got the spark plug out, because I thought that might be an issue. It's popping a bit. Got a 18 millimeter socket, 1/2-inch drive. Pulled out our old spark plug here. And it's dirty, but that's to be expected. It's got a little bit of sand and dirt on it. And then we got a new one. I got 4 of them for 16 bucks on eBay. And these are our instructions on how to gap them and make sure everything's good. If this doesn't fix the rough running problem and dying problem, then I'm gonna have to probably pull off the carburetor and rebuild it, because it seems like it's running lean. Alright, new spark plug is installed. Boot is secure. So, on to the next thing, which is going to be changing the rear tire. I'm going to do the oil at the end of the season. So next we are changing the wheel. So, remove the brake adjusting nut and brake rod. That is this right here, which normally goes through there, which when you push on the pedal, does the brake. Then we have the axle nut cotter pin and axle nut right here. Do that next. On the right side, we have a 7/8 inch, and on the left side, we have 3/4 on this side. All right, got that off. Tensioner plate came with it. That just goes on there. All right, we got the diagram. There's our adjusting nut for the brake. There's our brake rod, number 2. Cotter pin here. Chain puller there, tensioner, and the axle nut right in the middle. And we have elevated the rear wheel by placing a suitable stand, aka 5-gallon bucket, under the engine. So next, we push the wheel forward and remove the drive chain, then pull out the axle and remove the rear wheel assembly. Alright, chain is off, tire is off, there's a spacer on the ground there. It's very interesting seeing how the brake assembly works. You know, when you pull the lever, you can see it moves this little lever here, which pushes the pads out, and they return by spring, and when it pushes the pads out, they push into the outside of this drum, and that is how drum brakes work. It's very interesting. Might have to switch out the sprocket, because I'm not sure the other tire that I have, the other wheel, has the correct sprocket on it, so that's next. This is a 120/80-18. And this one is a 110/100-18. And, I mean, it looks like the drum brake will work fine. But I'm not sure how that sprocket's supposed to go on. I guess we'll have to figure it out. This tire is definitely a little bit smaller. Just a tiny bit. But I think the tube in this one has a hole. It slowly leaks. I've got a spare tube, but I don't want to feel like replacing it right now. So we'll just do this now, and I'll figure it out some other time. If I need to put air in it more often, that's okay. Carlos, in his infinite wisdom, figured out that that's just literally just slotted in there.
Well,
There's no...
Well, it has grease, and I'm greasy Mexican, so just...
It just comes right out. Okay, well, that's easy. Yeah, so we pulled those little rubber thingies out, and we put them in there, and now it's in.
It's your brake.
Yeah.
Drum brake. Does that have that?
Yeah, I already tested it. It goes right in. So, now we put it back on. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Woo! Alright, rear tire is back on, and greased up the chain pretty good here. Some of that same red grease we got on the axle. You can see it. And seems to run pretty smoothly. Still have to tension it, but it's hitting something. Is it this down here? I think it's hitting this, and it's kind of hitting stuff up here, so yeah, I'm gonna have to tension it a bit, but hey, not bad. Yeah. All right, now we're gonna adjust the drive chain slack. So we want it to be between 30 and 40 millimeters. You need to do that with the bike straight up and down, no rider on it, and on the ground. So the wheels have to be on the ground. And so we take off the same stuff we already took off for the brake, and then we turn the pullers the same amount here, and then torque it, put the tightening nut back in, and the new cotter pin. So, all right, we got this side on 6. Get the other side on, no, we don't have it on 6. What happened here? When I tightened it, it must have turned it. Well, I gotta fix that now. All right, now that looks better, sounds better. It's on 6 where we want it to be. Sounds a little funny, but I think that should be where we want the tension to be, right about there-ish, maybe? I think I need another click, actually. I think that might be too much, or too loose. Never mind, just remembered I'm in the air right now, so obviously it's gonna be looser. On the ground, that was the right tension, so. All right, beautiful. Glad I read the manual instead of just adjusting it in the air and then having it way too tight, so. Voila. Another step completed. Next, I think I gotta get air in this tire. Gotta put the back brake back on, adjust that, get the air filter. I've gotta oil it, put that in. I've gotta grease the throttle because it's a little sticky, as you can see. It'll just stay at full open, which is not good. Put the front fender back on. And hey, that's about ready for the road. Also discovered with this brush guard, oh, there goes my screw way over there. But obviously this does not reach because this is in the way with the brakes. So I'm gonna need like an 1 3/4 screw replacement and a couple nuts as spacers in between there to make that work. And now I'm gonna stop the video here. We've got the front fender on as well, but my battery's almost dead. So next video.